An attempt to climb the earthen walls is unsuccessful. My fingers scrape painfully against the rocks. My leg has the worst of it. As soon as I try to lean on it, sharp pain pierces my body. Okay, if she didn't have tetanus before, she does have tetanus now. Strong people don't cry. I take another look around and decide to build a ladder out of trash. That is often playing a game where a character drags boxes to get where they need to. Bags of garbage are practically boxes, no. Can you imagine if instead of Legend of Zelda, it's the Legend of Trash? There's a pun there. Except I don't have enough strength. I try the first bag and can't even move it. I reach for the second and tear the decrepit poly, flying backwards and falling to the ground. Decrepit poly. Polyester? Ow. My leg flares with unbearable pain. Ow, huh? I rub the bruise and cringe as a wave of fire runs across my skin. However, I notice plastic bins. They are more akin to boxes from the games than garbage bags. I try to get up, but immediately collapse back to the ground, gasping at the pain in my legs. How come? A second attempt to get up ends in the same failure. Strong people don't give up. I decide to rest for a while to let my leg heal faster. I crawl to the earthen wall and rest my back against it. Phew. I haven't done much yet and I'm already tired. I'm also very hungry and thirsty. And my arm hurts. I scratched it when I was getting through the fence. I sit and wait. The pain subsides a little but pierces my whole body like a sharp needle as soon as I try to move. Despair grows in me. I don't know what to do. I try to understand why such a misfortune has happened to me. First, I lost my mom when I was admiring the trees. Why hasn't my mom found me? Did something happen to her too? Where did she disappear to? Is she alright? Then I wandered around town and got lost. I met a girl but ran away without waiting for help, wandered into the cave and fell. What had I done wrong? I don't want to think about it anymore, so I try to distract myself. I noticed 3 dolls covered in mud amongst the junk. They look silly and ridiculous, but I'm not looking at any better myself. Is this how they were like before? Or is this how they actually are? Because these are not the dolls that we know. The Graces. Before getting into the pit, they were beautiful and clean like real princesses. A beautiful picture flashes in my imagination. The 3 girls dance among the grass in front of the cave, oblivious of the black hole that seems to suck the light into itself. So beautiful, so grace. The girl from the playground said some very pretty word. Graceful. No. Graceful. That's what you're called, Graces. I laugh merrily, pleased with the small victory. And so I make 3 new friends. How did you end up here? Did you fall as well? Let's get out of here together, question mark. Being alone is so scary. No worries, everything will be fine. Oh no, she's lost it. I try to get up, but this time the pain slams into me almost immediately, and I collapse back, deprived of my strength. What should I do? What's the best way? You see, I wanted the neighboring boy to smile, so I asked my mom to buy a bear. Then I would have given the bear to the boy and he would have been happier. Isn't it good when everyone around is smiling, like me? I didn't do anything bad, only good. I wanted to help the boy. I wanted what's best. Did he ask you for help? No. Then you had decided it's for the best yourself? Okay, what the... Okay, why are the Graces so petty? I was wrong, wasn't I? I shouldn't have done what's best, then Mom wouldn't have tried to distract me and taken me for a walk, and I wouldn't have gotten lost. I should have just stood still. Mom would have found me. Unlucky. I should have waited for that girl in the playground. She would have brought police. Second misfortune. I should have stopped in front of the fence and not touched that thing. Then I wouldn't have fallen into the pit. Fell into the pit. Third failure. How interesting. There are 3 beautiful dolls too. Apparently it means something. 3 is a special number. So Mom will be back when it's 3? I have to do something else. But what if I make another mistake? What if I do something wrong and only make it worse? Intuitively, I pluck the strange flower. In the same instant, a gentle breeze tickles the back of my head. Feels like it's trying to tell me something, to get me to say something. Something very important, intimate. Something I'm dreaming of, something I'm craving more than anything. A Totomo Bear Whopper. I wish? No. Scary. Let others decide what's best, I'll just wait. I'm waiting for a long time. Because of the confusing flowers, it's unclear whether it's night or day. Feels like Graces and I have been lying in the cave for a week. I don't feel like talking anymore, though I have the feeling that someone invisible is waiting for me to say something specific. Utterly desperate, I tried chewing on a strange green flower. Don't do that. If you're out there, don't just start chewing on flowers. It turns out to be way too sweet, but I feel better. And then I start tripping balls. The cut on my arms is very itchy, unbearably so. It smells of something bad, something cloying. I can try to climb up again, but I stop myself. With my bad luck, I'd probably break a neck. So all that's left to do is sit around, occasionally eat strange flowers, and wait for help. Sit and wait. Did she always have that? She didn't have that hair, right? For my arm itches so badly that I can barely hold back sobs. I don't want to look at the wound. I think there's something moving in it. Ugh. I'll be strong. I'll wait for Mom. I'll smile. I'll be strong. I'm waiting. The towers of junk all around me gradually weave overhead into an impenetrable dome. Boxes and bags are turning into dense walls. All sounds have left this cocoon, leaving behind a peaceful, sleepy silence. Don't sleep. I no longer have the strength to open my eyes. I hug Graces and curl up in a ball, waiting for the woven shell to crack at the sound of Mom's voice. I'll be waiting for her, as long as it takes. This way I won't make new mistakes, and everything will be fine. I'm waiting for a very, very long time. The impenetrable silence is cozy but very lonely. It's good that Graces are always here. Without them, I would have completely dissolved into loneliness. I'm waiting. Mom isn't coming. Someone else comes instead of her. A girl with fiery hair dressed in a white summer dress. She walks along the edge of the pit as if not afraid of falling. She has a look like she doesn't care whether she'd collapse down or not. I wonder what brought her into the cave. Is she lost as well? Or is she looking for me? She did promise. Yes, that's right. She promised to save me and get me back to my mom. The girl stops and looks at the bottom of the pit. For a second, life flashes in her empty, faded eyes. Has she noticed me? The girl presses her hand to her mouth and shakes her head. A tear creeps down her pale, ghost-like cheek. Strong people don't cry, I want to tell her, but for some reason I can't. You know what, Aki? It takes true strength to cry. A real man cries. It takes a real man to cry. The saying can be worked on a little bit, but the girl turns around sharply. The hem of her white dress flashes in the darkness like a white flower and disappears. She is gone. Okay, well, what? Where? Why didn't she take me with her? Why has she left me alone? The muffled sound of receding footsteps and a white silhouette brightly outlined in the darkness of the cave become my guide. With my whole being, I reach for the frail figure and touch her icy skin. Ever since this moment, the girl named Mitsuki and I have been together. Together we go to school, come home trying to stay out of her mom's sight. Meet different people. Natsumi, Fuyumi, Haru. I watch them occasionally pulling away from Mitsuki and visiting them at their houses. I see a lot, I learn a lot. But soon enough, everything changes. There, in the old school filled with the apple aroma, Mitsuki is screaming. I'm scared as well. Mitsuki's friend named Haru is weird, and her brother, he seems to look at me. He sees me for the first time. Probably because this place is special. That boy... I see dead people. Oh. Aki's dead. That's why her dad didn't talk to her and has been very detached because she's dead. And then Aki keeps following Mitsuki around, but she's dead. And here it's going to turn out that, well, we don't get a chance to talk because he screams and he falls over and, dies of cringe. Mitsuki feels bad. She puts on her white summer dress again and stops going to school. She wanders around the town, not looking where she's going. Mitsuki is sad because she's often making mistakes even though she wants what's best. She regrets fighting with Natsumi. She regrets summoning the evil spirit with Fuyumi. She really regrets going to the old school with Haru back then. Mitsuki no longer resembles a human. She is scaring me. I don't want to see her like this. Strong people should smile. Mitsuki is strong. Why isn't she smiling? Do endless mistakes break even strong people? This thought makes me very sad. Oh, no. No, Aki's dead. I no longer wish to be with Mitsuki, so I break our bond. I'm alone. I come back home to Dad. The world has become dark and drowsy. Scraps of thoughts slowly roll over in my head. Soon I fall into a continuous reverie as heavy and dreamless as death. I dreamed that I would rest for a while, and then when I opened my eyes, everything would be fine. I'd be going to school with Mitsuki and then coming back home. Dad would be waiting for me there, and then Mom would return. She'd tell us where she disappeared to. We'd laugh and go to Totomo for a bear plushie together. How cool would it be to wear a school uniform like Mitsuki and her friends? To text in a chat room. I never had a smartphone, so I've been fantasizing about it for a long time, imagining it in the smallest detail. Let me tell you, Aki, it's not all it's cut out to be, alright? Just go outside and touch grass, it'd be a lot better. It would be very cute, and I'd be texting with the entire world. After all, when you connect with someone, you create a bond with them. When you are bonded, you don't feel the devastating loneliness. I would lie on bed, text and chat, and sitting next to me would be my best friends, 3 Graces. Best friends. I'd love to be friends with Haru, Natsumi, and Fuyumi, even though they are very weird. They too are very beautiful and graceful. They too are Graces. I'm sitting in the room, waiting. Sometimes I go out for a walk to the station where Mom and I started our sad journey. What if another train would bring her back? I'm waiting. And sleeping at the same time. Sleeping and dreaming. Perhaps years have passed, perhaps a few days. I'm sleeping. I no longer remember who I am and why I'm here. All that's left are dreams of a happy, ordinary life. I'm waiting. And then I hear a voice. Her voice. We are all cursed. That's when my sleep is disturbed for the first time. Oh. There are 3 dolls in front of me, old, dirty, in tattered dresses and with disheveled hair. They look nothing at all like the Graces I imagined to be my best friends. The images blended together, creating a comfortable illusion. I needed this comfort to forget. Isn't it wonderful when even the smallest detail around you makes sense? When the picture comes together like a jigsaw puzzle? When the world around is simple and clear, everything becomes easy and peaceful. Coincidences become thrilling once you come up with a logical system for them. How comfortable it is in the world limited with 3. How nice it is to know that you won't have to suddenly learn about 4 or 5. Me in elementary school? Ah, fuck. The world was so simple when I could only count to 3, but this is wrong. It's wrong to keep yourself in a cocoon of convenience. That's right, you gotta learn how to multiply, bitch. Because the world is always wider than we'd like. I waited for so long, but no one saved me. I just lay there waiting to be found, dying of malnourishment and thirst next to 3 old dolls, and I'm still here. So small because I was only 6 years old. I wonder if ghosts age. I've been a ghost for 7 years or more. Does that count? I return to the clearing. I've remembered everything. Tomo's back to her old self. The curse is broken. The curse? Did it even exist in the first place? And what are you going to do? Fall asleep again? Sleep. A tempting offer. Hurry to forget, to fall asleep, to erase worries and sorrows, to not remember about Mitsuki in the pit, to return to the life of an ordinary schoolgirl again, albeit one suffering from small misfortunes. How nice it is to sink into a sweet, soothing reverie. No, this is wrong. I don't want to sleep anymore. Sleep won't help. I'm sick of it. I don't want to be like Mitsuki. I don't want to feel guilty all the time. You're feeling guilty? Do you really think you're to blame? There's no point in digging into the root causes. This kind of torture ends badly. Mitsuki is the proof of that. I feel bad, very bad, but no one deserves to end like Mitsuki, including me. It's impossible to get rid of guilt completely, but it's even more foolish to suffer because of a ridiculous sequence of accidents. Misfortunes won't win again. You're strong, Aki. Maybe, because I'm always smiling. Strong people always smile. Then why are you crying? I don't understand. Strong people always smile. Why? Is it strength to lie to yourself? I don't want to smile. I feel sad and bad and Tears rush from my eyes, running down my chin and soaking into my collar. My fingers squeeze on my chest where my heart is no longer beating. I cry for a long time. I cry out emotions that I've been suppressing for years. Loneliness. Wandering through the empty streets alone is unbearable. Sorrow. How sad it is to look at Dad. How sad it is to lose Mitsuki as well. Desire to see Mom. For years I've longed for her to hold me again. Fear. The unbearable weight of the shackles called the three misfortunes. Ah! Tears bring relief. When I run out of them, I wipe my eyes with my sleeve and look up at Tomo. She is smiling. So good to see your true face. It's puffy. So what? We stay silent for some time. The return memories make my head spin, but I feel like it's not over yet. Tomo plucks one of the anacorus flowers and waves it carelessly in front of my nose. I want to sneeze. Anacorus is an amazing, mysterious plant, especially if you smoke it. It's hard to believe in the existence of a flower that can grant a wish. There are many incredible things in the world, however, that doesn't mean they're not restricted by rules. Right, like with the rules and the rituals, otherwise the magic won't work. Exactly. You remember, right? You have to pluck a flower to make a wish out loud. Yeah, it's very simple. If I wish for something first and then you, then of course my wish will be granted before yours. I understand. Everything is done in turn to keep things fair. Yes, very fair, but with one caveat. Anacorus grants wishes posthumously. Posthumous wish? Ding! Yes, but isn't that... Yes, the very same ritual, but I used it for personal gain. What? I guided you to Mitsuki so that you'd remember your path and realize that you're dead. Okay? Who are you? Tomo smiles mysteriously and sadly, not wanting to distract herself from what's important. Now you remember. Yeah, but... Oh, I'm dead, so Anacorus can grant my wish? That's right. Wait a second. Tomo was dead too? Give me a second. Okay, history. Okay. Everything is done in turn, yeah, and Anacorus grants wishes. Posthumous wish? Ding. Isn't that? Yes, the very same ritual, but I used it for personal gain. I guided you to Mitsuki so you'd remember your path and realize that you're dead. Maybe she's not dead? Did I wish for something? Oh right, of course I didn't. I was too afraid of screwing up again. I plucked a flower and started making a wish out loud, but stopped myself and I got scared. Mitsuki on the other hand had made a wish. Yes, but not the salvation from her curse, something else then. Tomo's lips tremble. She wished to never be born. Never be born, like in the next life? No, she wished for her existence in this life to be erased, so that the girl named Mitsuki who brought her so much suffering to people would never be born. But that's... Had it not been for her, Sora would have been alive, so would Haru's brother. Graces wouldn't have experienced the events that had blackened their souls. Okay, they kind of brought it on themselves. Especially Fuyumi. I don't know, but for some reason I think this is wrong. So do I, that's why I'm asking you for help. Tomo bows, her long black hair slips through the dry grass. You had died before Mitsuki, and of course will fulfill your wish before hers. Please, wish for Mitsuki's wish to not be granted. Then the course of the events won't change. Yes, someone will die, someone will learn a life lesson. Tomo straightens up sharply. Her face is contorted with emotion. It hurts me. Okay, this might be... What if Tomo is Sora? And she knows about her sister somehow. Maybe? I don't know. It hurts me to think that her existence will be erased. This is wrong. Tomo flushes and stomps her foot in anger. Just like a child facing adult injustice. Who are you, Tomo? What does it matter? Who are you? I'm not very bright, but I realize that you're not just an ordinary girl who has decided to help her friend. Are you familiar with Mitsuki? Who are you? I couldn't have any real friends. Your appearance is a reflection of my own. I didn't know how Tomo looked, so I came up with the perfect image of myself because I wanted to be that smart and awesome. No normal schoolgirl would wear a howdy and a festival pinwheel in her hair. A pinwheel? It's Fall Fest today, but I'm not going to be there. My mom doesn't let me. She never lets me do anything. But she bought me a pinwheel. Do you want it? I'll gift it to you. You don't? It's cool. What's your name? It's Aki. Good, Aki, and I'm Mitsuki. Mitsuki Soda. Let's be friends? Question mark. You... Tomo hesitates a bit, nervously tugging a strand of her hair, then exhales in resignation. Alright, it's not like I was hiding it on purpose. I just didn't know when the moment was right. Turns out it's not so easy to find, there's always something in the way. But you've already figured it out, haven't you? Yes. You're Sora, right? She nods, awkwardly averting her gaze. It's been a long time since I've been called by my name. I don't understand, you died. So did you. Alright, I'll try to explain. One day a long time ago, I met a sad, scared little girl on the playground. She was afraid of every rustle and cried all the time, and she was ugly too, and she smelled bad. I wanted to calm her down and cheer her up. I gave her the pinwheel, and my mom paid me off to not take me to the festival. Here's your chest, here's your toy, stay home and don't go outside. Tomo frowns, mimicking your parents' voice. They were worried about my health, but I wanted to go to the festival so badly. I never got to see it. That day I persuaded Mitsuki to go looking for you. Deep inside I was hoping that the police had already found you and took you to your mom. But out of resentment and stubbornness I dragged Nana first to the playground and then to wander around. My legs led to the clearing with Anacorus. I doubt the flowers wanted to help or they would have pointed me to the cave. I plucked the flower and took it with me, and at home I made a wish out loud. What did you wish for? Tomo smiles sadly again, and I see that she's ashamed and embarrassed. To find you. You were lying in a stupid pit very close by, but it never occurred to me to look into the cave. There were warning signs. We were kids. Alas, one way or another, the wish was announced and you still weren't found. I decided that Anacorus was just a strange flower and its magical powers were just a rumor. Back then, I didn't know that the wishes are granted posthumously. Then my illness intensified, and you know what happened? I died. After this, Anacorus fulfilled my wish. I found you, but you didn't hear me. You were sleeping. Day by day. Season after season. You were sleeping and dreaming. For months, for years. Yes, Tomo was right. First, I clung to Mitsuki and managed to get out of the cave. Out of curiosity, I watched the lives of Natsumi, Haru, and Fuyumi. Perhaps those memories in the black boxes didn't belong to Mitsuki only. Perhaps my memories and hers got jumbled together, patching the holes with speculation and assumptions. Everything is possible when you can't tell fiction from reality. All my life was just a fantasy. I never went to school, I never studied with Mitsuki. I never had a cell phone, I never texted with anyone. I was sleeping and dreaming of becoming an ordinary schoolgirl. That's why Dad never talked to me. He simply didn't see me. And all those oddities... I'm starting to remember, because in truth, Mom returned. What? She returned and committed suicide in my room. She had been looking for me for a long time, driving herself crazy, but she hadn't found me. Dad had a hard time going through the loss. One day he came into my room and punched the mirror in frustration. He didn't want to see this. I refused to believe it. And so I came up with a reverie about misfortune, a dream? A fantasy about a disease that keeps me from going to real school with real people. After all, if I found myself in a place that I had never been before, the reverie would have started cracking more and more. But it was cracking regardless. The picture of a perfect life was crumbling, turning a peaceful dream into a nightmare. There was no curse. My subconscious tried to shatter the false illusion by throwing up various scary situations. Not just my subconscious, I constantly felt Anacorus nearby. It longed for my awakening as well. It wanted me to make a wish. But instead of waking up, I preferred to fall asleep again. I was giving up, sinking into oblivion, then waking up and daydreaming about life back home once again. The cycle started all over again. Same actions, same events, same fears. How many times had I given up and hid among the lulling thickets of Anacorus? How many times had I destroyed myself, leaving a piece of me among the Anacorus to start anew? Many times, many times. You were living in a made-up fantasy of a school life. Days went by and you were dreaming about friends, a cell phone, a Totomo Bears plushie. All this time I've been trying to get through to you. The first impetus for your awakening was meeting Mitsuki at the station. For the first time, something unusual, unpleasant, and connected to the past is broken into your measured dream. That's when I was able to reach you for the first time, albeit through a phone app. Of course, you had immediately made up a story about us being pen pals, otherwise the fantasy could have gone away. All my attempts to tell you the truth were ignored. You didn't accept what you didn't want to know. It was only here in the clearing with Anacorus that you got so desperate because of misfortunes and finally heard my voice. Cover break. Aki, can you hear me? I can hear you, sorry. I'm so glad. I was afraid you wouldn't hear me. Now I understand. That's when I decided to use the Posthumous Wish ritual. I was hoping that Mitsuki's memories would awaken your own. And then by embracing that memory, you would be able to face the truth. I'm sorry I've been so stubborn for so long. Not everyone would easily accept the thought of their death. I wanted to see Nana's memories as well. I wanted to know what she's been through. But she rejected me. She was always rejecting me, shutting me out, not allowing me to observe her fate. Mitsuki probably didn't want to show her favorite little sister how horrible her life had turned out. She didn't want Sora to be worried about her. But Sora was worried, and now, standing in front of me, her eyes are filling with tears. I don't care. Let her not want to see me. Let her keep me out of her soul. Let her make mistakes and stumble. I still love my older sister, you know. I love my sister to whom I was someone special, who doted on me, played with me, fulfilled my every whim, who despite constant bad luck, tried to fight and started over. She stumbled but found the strength to get up, even though no one in the whole world was there to support her. I love her in spite of her flaws. How I long to hug her, to comfort her, to scold her for her follies, to praise her for her success. But I'll never be able to. No one will. Mitsuki was Aki. She existed. She evoked different feelings and emotions in people. Sometimes negatives, but positive too, no? She was so wrapped up in guilt that she didn't notice that she might have helped someone. There are circles coming from any person, like water. These circles touch others and change them a little. If Mitsuki had changed someone for the better, is it okay to destroy the fruits of her labors? Is it right to erase the existence of my beloved older sister? She's choking on sobs. I stay silent, not knowing what to say. I understand Sora's feelings. It's very sad to realize that someone dear to you is so unhappy that they want to erase themselves from the canvas of existence. It hurts to lose someone, but there are always memories of them. Warm memories of laughter, hugs, conversations, some sweet little things finding an indispensable place in your heart. That's why people put altars in houses. That's why they go to a cemetery every year. Your loved one is no longer around, but they're forever in your heart. But Mitsuki's wish will erase all memories of her from everyone's minds. Sad, funny, good, and bad. Mitsuki will cease to exist. It's too sad. But this is Mitsuki's wish. Shouldn't we respect her choice? She wants to prevent the tragedies that had happened. If her wish is fulfilled, Soda might live. So you want me to spend my wish, right, Tomo? Yes, I know I have no right to ask this of you. All my actions look so damn selfish. But I don't know what else to do. Only you can make this posthumous wish, Aki. For Anacorus respects the orders of deaths. First me, then you, then Nana. Her wish will be granted after yours. And only you can make sure her wish isn't granted. Tomo asked me to prevent Mitsuki's wish from being fulfilled. I understand her feelings. I too think it's wrong to erase someone's life. But is this right? Mitsuki only wants to save those she had ruined. Besides, if Anacorus possesses such powers, I can make my own wish. Then Mom, Dad, and I would live together again. We'd be happy. But I can only make one wish. Ah, Tomo, you're asking me for the scariest thing in the world. To do what's best. Even if I try to choose what's best once again, it wouldn't necessarily end well. There's always a risk. But to do nothing and sleep is not the answer either. I have to act. Not just do what's best, but follow my heart. I turn around, feeling someone's steady but very familiar gaze. What? He came back to finish the job. The courier standing in the shade of trees hiding. Anacorus vines sprawl around him. He holds out the cardboard box again. This time the contents can't frighten me. All right, thank you. All right, I'll sign my signature. Yeah, right. I accept the box. It turns out being empty. Oh my god. There's a whole lot of wishes. Okay, let me see. Okay, so these are all the different endings. I think I'm gonna end the video here. Yeah, okay. Wow. This actually turned out to be like a pretty good story, like a pretty good twist. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.